You're listening to littlepodcast.com.
Why you gotta take it there?
Retake. This isn't better.
We're not talking about any integrity in
We
this
are
room.
trying to exploit a generation.
Ever tell you about that time when I paid for Chinese food with the DVD? The grease is the gravy.
You guys played footsie under the table.
Yes, but that's irrelevant.
I can smell Pepto-Bismol from here. It tastes like an antacid tablet. Why are there so many Draculas everywhere? No, there's vampires everywhere.
Welcome to Born in the 80s, episode 132. I'm your host, John Rowe, joined by my titular co-host, Adam Ham.
Titular?
Yeah, I don't know what that word means, but I wanted to use it.
As part of the title?
Is that really it?
Yeah.
God damn. I think I knew that, and I just wasn't sure, but I wanted to use big words.
So
because
you...
I'm a big man.
Exactly. And you completely misused it there.
I'm a Toys R Us kid.
It's kind of like eponymous. You know.
Sure.
Okay.
What's that about? Is that like that pawn shop show
Self-titled.
with the pawn stars?
No.
Hardcore Pawn. That's
Well.
the other show on True TV,
Yeah.
which seems like the worst network on television.
I
It's the reality show, The Network.
don't think I've actually seen it, and that's probably why.
Okay, good.
I mean, I don't think I've seen that channel at all. Like,
Oh, okay. Yeah, they had a bunch of like March Madness games on that channel because they're owned by CBS. So they're like, we can put some let's get the madness.
on True TV.
Hell yeah. I don't know.
Do they have like a bunch of like courtroom shows?
Probably, I don't know.
It sounds like that's what it'd be.
Yeah. Oh, I want to talk about what I'm drinking.
Okay.
Because Adam probably waited for like 10 minutes for me while I made my drink.
A little bit.
This is a mixture. It's a special mixture. I used my SodaStream trademark, Scarlett Johansson, device to make ginger ale, and I mixed that with orange juice. I love the ginger ale orange juice with some ice. It's gonna help keep my voice from falling apart throughout this whole
sounds good.
podcast.
Sounds really good.
It's delicioso. So, that's what I've been up to. I've been busy all
Yeah.
week.
Good.
Just on that horse, riding it.
Heroin?
Nope. Just as addictive as heroin. World of Warcraft has sunk its talons into me in a hardcore way.
Oh no.
I've probably logged about 15 hours this week.
Oh my god. Listeners will not remember, but John, what was it, like 10 years ago?
Uh-huh.
You went like deep into World of
Not
Warcraft.
10 years ago. The game didn't exist. Come on.
About
8 years
10 years
ago.
8 years ago, right. Nearly a decade ago.
Yeah, I was deep into the hardcore raiding and all that shit.
Yeah, you were dead to the world.
I was gone.
Yeah.
That was my lost year, I call it.
Yeah.
And now I'm back in it. My hand hurts from holding a mouse.
Oh,
This is bad.
yeah. Trepidation.
It's just such a treadmill. And then they added this new thing that's like pet battles.
Yeah.
It's like Pokemon,
Right.
and you collect pets and tame them and level them up. It's
Oh,
pretty
man.
insane. There's just so much to do in that game, and that game is still goddamn gorgeous. The freaking all of the expansion content is just beautiful looking, and I just spent probably about 30 minutes farming an area for Titan steel,
God.
for titanium, which is a rare drop metal. I need it
No, you
to
don't.
make my motorcycle. It's a fun game. I love it.
Yeah.
But we're gonna, you know what?
What character are you playing? Are you playing like the...
The rogue that I was playing with you.
Okay.
Yeah, I changed servers though, and I'm in a guild that's got lots of cool stuff, so that's a lot better.
I see.
Yeah, it's fun. I don't know. That game is addictive, especially because now you can, like... So, like, in the game, there are these raids, and like the level 60 raids, you can like do them by yourself now at like level 90. And so I just tore through all this old content that I like used to play, so it was like a crazy memory time suck.
Wow.
I was in love with it. And now I'm able to rekindle that love and get that high.
No.
Again, I'm feeling it too. Because there were times today where I was like itching to come back and play. And I was like, oh, I got to go do this and that. And then go level this up. And oh my God. It's getting bad.
I can see this is getting bad. I can see.
I even started a hunter class. Which was my original one that I played all the way up to like 85.
Are you going to level them all the way up?
Yeah, I think so.
Oh my God.
I love hunters. And you get to shoot a bow.
John, you have the choice right now. You're staring at the abyss. You're looking into the void, and you can turn away.
I'm
you
deep
have
in it.
You have the strength. No. No. You still have time.
Okay. So this just reminded me of an awesome TV show I saw this week. Review. Have you heard of Review? It's on Comedy Central.
I've seen commercials for it on Hulu.
You should check it out on Hulu Plus. It's awesome. I really like Andy Daly, who's the star of that show. Mm-hmm. He's a really funny comedian. But the show is like he's this kind of like buttered bread, like white guy who's a host of something, and then like people give him suggestions on stuff to do, and they're like, I want you to review this, and like one of them was getting addicted to drugs, in which he tried like cocaine and like hated it, and then throughout the episode, he's like more and more seeming like he's doing cocaine without saying anything, and then it turns out he's like addicted, and it's amazing too. And I can tell a show is funny when I'm watching it and I'm like, I would have written it that way, because there was a moment in that drug episode. It's the very first episode. I don't want to spoil it too much, but there's a moment where it gets near the end of the episode and it's like, man, I really be hilarious if they called back to this. And I was like, boom, right after I thought it. It was like, oh, this is amazing. I was like, well done. I love it. It's good.
I might have to check it out.
Yeah, and there's a surprise James Urbaniak, isn't it, apparently?
Really?
Yeah, he's like the producer.
Wow.
Because let's just say like around episode 3, things start to get really dark.
Oh, yeah.
And his producer's like, man, you got to do this. You told me if you wanted to quit, even if you said stop, to tell you that you have to do this. It's amazing. And
interesting.
That third episode sold me, though, on the whole series. It's spectacular. I don't want to spoil it, because it's kind of one of those things you have to see, because they do a pretty good job of building a weird facade of what you think the show is going to be.
I was going to say, I'm glad you told me about this, because seeing the commercials, I was not really that interested. The commercials did not really pull me in. So.
I think that's the whole point. I think they made a choice with that, because you're supposed to be like, oh, it's this kind of fake reality show, and it's not at all. It's all scripted, and it just is a man's life.
Well, it looked like it was scripted, because they were reviewing cannibalism or something, like one of the commercials.
Yeah.
It's
just... Well, he starts off pretty straight-laced, and but you can imagine being asked to do things like, what's it like to have a sex tape, and get addicted to drugs, because it kind of goes into his family life as well, and things get really messed up, and it's really funny, because you're like, I don't know, it's kind of an interesting thing. And Andy Daly does a great job, and I've always been a huge fan, so that's a huge recommendation for me, because I remember sitting down watching the first couple segments of the show, and I was like, I don't know, this is all right. And then it just goes deep with a character, and there's a lot of character development that you weren't expecting.
Yeah.
And there's just a lot of self monologues about the purpose of life that the character gets into when he's doing some of the deepest, darkest thing. It's amazing.
It's
great.
Yeah.
It's great. I don't want to spoil it, but it's on Hulu Plus, and on Comedy Central if you are crazy and have cable.
Okay. Which I kind of do.
All right. That was me, Adam. What are you up to? Did you watch anything interesting?
I've actually been watching something kind of interesting.
Okay.
I kind of, after you left from your visit here, kind of started browsing a little bit more.
A stench of death in my wake. Okay, after I left, yep.
If you want to go there, okay. No, we watched a little bit of anime while you were here.
Ah, the animu.
Yeah, and I realized I wasn't
Japanimation.
Yeah. I wasn't getting my money's worth out of that app, so I decided to...
Crunchyroll.
Yeah, I decided to look, for something else to watch. And I came across something that I kind of enjoyed. A lot of stuff, anime nowadays, I don't know. It's like okay, but...
Anime is up and down.
It is. And I found one that was not amazing, but I enjoyed. I thought it was pretty good.
What's that?
For what it is. In the U.S., it would be called Magi.
Okay.
But of course, because it's Japan, it's Magi.
Okay.
And it's the thing that kind of drew me to it. I guess it's like the anime take on Arabian Nights.
Huh.
And yeah, that's kind of like
that sounds unique.
Yeah. And so it's not doesn't anything amazing. It's a standard shonen anime, so it's
Shonen Jump.
Yeah, it's boy protagonist fights something.
There's a sneaky lady interest.
There's not too many lady interests. There's one, I guess.
Because usually there in those shonen animes, there's like an unresolved love story.
There is one of those, but it's not really. There's like 3 main characters, and I guess 2 of them are kind of in that situation. But yeah, it's the standard fare, power up, defeat big bad, get stronger, and then there's a little
always.
There's a training arc, and
as is in life.
Exactly, right.
Power up, get stronger, beat the bad guy.
So it doesn't really leave that too much, but
beat the streak, repeat.
I was just kind of really interested in how they'd realized this story or this. I mean, it's really really loosely based on Arabian Nights. It's not like the story of Arabian Nights. It's there's genies and magic, and it's like kind of Arabian. And
so this is like the Japanese people's like translation of the Arabian Nights.
Yeah, there's 2 25 episode series of it, I think, on Crunchyroll.
Holy cow!
Yeah,
get your money's worth out of that.
And I looked at the manga, and it does go a little bit past there, so there'll probably be a little bit more. But I haven't read the manga yet, although I might to see what happens next. Yeah. I noticed that, like some manga, they do this kind of thing where they call chapters something other than chapters, and in this one it's nights. So it's like
not okay.
Each chapter's another night. It's like, night 45, even though it's not really, a night. It's just their naming convention for it. But
40 days and 40 nights.
I don't know. It
across the desert.
I hadn't seen that that kind of anime in a while, and I just felt like something mindless to watch, and it was funny and fun.
That's cool.
So
that's cool. In the Lost episode that we never ended up doing, I was what did I do? Oh, I watched Dragon Ball.
Oh yeah, that's right.
I don't know if that was in a Lost episode or not, but I watched probably the first 30 or 40 episodes, and I kind of stopped for a while. But now I feel like I need to get back into it. I don't know.
Yeah,
I don't know. There's fun adventure.
There's something about anime that's just really enjoyable.
Well, it's made for like 12 to 15-year-old boys.
Yes,
so you kind of get that little kid, innocence kind of out of it.
Speaking of that, today.
Speaking of little boys.
Only in the most abstract of terms.
Okay.
This morning I rented and watched Frozen.
Oh, you did?
I did, and I really liked it. It was really good.
It's fun.
I kind of wish I'd bought it because it cost like $6 to rent.
Yeah, but are you going to watch it 3 times?
Not like this week, but...
I was about to say, I bet the Blu-ray is like $15 eventually.
Maybe. I don't like buying... I think I'm past physical media.
I would be, and I just bought a Blu-ray, and it showed up in the mail, and I didn't pick it up. I bought it from Amazon. I paid far out the ass for it, but I was tired of not owning it. I bought My Neighbor Totoro on Blu-ray.
Oh, cool.
And it's one of my favorite movies.
It's a good movie.
It's not on fucking Blu-ray. or it's not. It's a Disney thing. So when it's on Blu-ray, it's
right.
$40 list price.
Pay out
but you
the
can get it for
fucking ass
for $28 on Amazon. And I was like, you know what? Fuck it. I want to see this goddamn movie, and I'll probably watch it more than once. So, needs to go in the collection.
Yeah.
What else? What I was saying is Spirited Away still doesn't have a Blu-ray or a DVD, I don't even think.
Really?
It's fucking crazy. There's
definitely a Spirited Away DVD.
Maybe, but it's not like currently in print.
I would believe that. Yeah.
Which is crazy because that is the most successful of the movies.
I think it is.
It definitely made the most money in Japan and won an Academy Award in the U.S.
Yeah.
The first foreign language movie to ever win an animated Academy Award.
I love all those Miyazaki movies.
They're great.
I have a special place in my heart for Howl's Moving Castle. That one's really cool.
I remember. I like that movie a lot too. And that one, I think, has a Blu-ray.
Probably. Like, Calcifer is awesome in that.
I don't know why they skipped Spirited Away. God
that makes
damn
no
it.
sense.
It's my favorite movie. It literally may be my favorite movie. It's up there. It's in my top 5.
Yeah, it's good. It's really good. Did you ever see that one done by, I think it's Miyazaki's son, like with the little people?
Arrietty?
Yeah, Arrietty. Secret World of
No,
Arrietty.
I haven't.
I haven't either. I want to, though.
I've heard those are pretty good. Actually, that reminds me of a movie that I saw that I almost bought.
Yeah.
It's by him as well, and I think Disney put it out in the U.S. It's called Up on Poppy Hill. I think it's based off of a manga. But it actually, the reviews are great, and they said this is much more for adults because it's about like a high school love story, but they said it's really interesting because it kind of turns the typical Japanese trope of guy trying to get girl. It's the movie starts and they're already dating, and it's kind of like the beginning of a relationship. The movie.
That would be interesting because that's one thing I do hate about anime is that
they're very tropey.
They are and everybody gets together at the end, and I'm like, well, that's nice, but it'd be nice to see like what happens after that. I don't know. Yeah, that's one thing that's kind of cool about Beck, actually. At least as a manga, is they get together pretty quick, and it's more interesting to kind of see the ups and downs than it is to see forever. Like, I don't know if she likes me. They obviously both like each other.
Oh, definitely. Because it's always the same story. Mm-hmm. But they always get together like a Gilbert and Sullivan. That's the way it is, though. They're kind of like that, where it's like, because if you've never seen Gilbert and Sullivan musicals, they all are the exact same plot, but with different settings, basically, where you have a group of guys, young guys, and a group of young women, like at a women's school, like Pirates of Penzance, and in the end, they all get married. And let's see here, what other ones have I seen?
Pirates of Penzance is amazing, though, because
it is a
great lampoon on what's it called?
HMS Pinafore.
Yes, Pinafore.
Yeah. What was I also saw Iolanthe, another Gilbert and Sullivan.
Oh yeah?
That's the House of Lords in England, and then there's a guy who's half fairy, half man.
Wow.
Yeah, and he's going to be like a lord, and he's going to get married, and then there's the House of Lords, and then there's all the fairies, and then in the end all the fairies marry all the lords. So
there you go.
Yep, that's just because it's the way those musicals work.
Yeah.
It's pretty funny. I like it.
Yeah.
Those are always fun.
They are. But I mean, at least with like one of those, it's 2 hours and everything's wrapped up.
That's true.
I hate like
the suspense
26 episodes or like for longer running animes forever. Yeah. They're like 600 episodes long and there's still fucking romantic tension between people. It's ridiculous.
Yeah, was it oh shoot, I'm trying to Sam and Diane from Cheers.
Oh yeah.
Relationship.
Yeah.
Where they're always just will they, won't they for like 9 seasons. And you're like, God damn it, fucking tap that.
Yep.
Tap that Shelley Long. And then she left.
She did.
And then we had Kirstie Alley.
Oh yeah.
She's all right, but that wasn't how. I watched the first episode of that show. It's always interesting to watch pilots of sitcoms Because the pilot of that sitcom is literally she goes to the bar with her husband and they're waiting for a plane. And then her husband leaves to go, like, do something. He's like, oh, crap, I got to go get something.
Yeah.
And then he, like, calls her on the phone. He's like, yeah, we're calling off the wedding.
Whoa.
And she's, like, left there.
Damn. And
Yeah,
then,
I know. It's pretty, like, deep.
And then she's like, well, I guess I'll work in this bar where you left me forever.
Basically.
Wow. That made Cheers like a much sadder story, like, overall. She's there for, like, 9 fucking years after being left.
After being dumped. And she never finds, like, a steady relationship in those 9 years.
She never left the fucking bar where she was dumped. That's amazing.
And Rhea Perlman was like, yeah, I'm sassy.
I'm gonna marry Danny DeVito.
I don't think that happened in the show.
No, it didn't.
But her character would marry Danny DeVito.
Yes, she would.
All right. Yeah. Oh, man, old sitcoms. You know what old sitcom I got way into?
Yes.
What?
Family Ties.
That, yes. And Wings.
I love Wings.
I got way into Wings.
It's amazing.
Oh,
Tony
this is
Shalhoub.
amazing. I didn't know we shared a Wings fandom.
No, dude, I kept mentioning Wings all the fucking time. You guys shot me down. You and Lance both. You're like, well, fucking Wings. Like, nobody watched that shit.
Well,
and
I did.
I watched it when it was on TV in, like, the 90s.
Oh, it's great. I mean, it's Tim Daly and what's the funny guy's name? Ah, God. Anyway, Tim Daly does voiceovers now.
Yeah.
He does Superman in most of the things. And I saw Tim Daly was in that Up on Poppy Hill as one of the
Really?
voices, I think. I think that's where I saw that. So I was like, oh, shit. Doing some Disney voiceovers, too.
He was in, he was in Tangled. I watched that today,
Oh, he
too.
was in Tangled. You're right. And I also saw that. Yeah, Snap. Small world.
Yeah,
It's a small world after all.
it is.
Speaking of other things on television, did you catch the Game of Thrones?
Yes,
Oh,
of course.
I remember. Okay, so this week, Game of Thrones was preempted by WrestleMania 30 because they were on at the same time, and Lauren was furious that she had to wait 1 hour to watch the premiere of Game of Thrones, which apparently was okay because the HBO Go servers exploded.
That's what I heard.
And but when I watched it at like 10 o'clock, it was fine. So I don't know. Must have exploded right when it came out at 9 o'clock. I just can't get hyped for that show. I mean, I like watching it, but it's like I already know what's going to happen.
I agree. But it's still fun to watch.
It's fun
like
to
how
watch,
they do stuff.
But I don't have the intrigue, you know?
Yeah. Although it was finally, I kept waiting for Arya to finally do some awesome shit. And
Yeah.
they delivered on that finally. It's about
Yeah.
time.
Well, she's my favorite character. And for those of you who have not read the books, Arya is awesome and will continue to be awesome.
Indeed.
She definitely, every time I was reading those books, I was just waiting for an Arya chapter.
I know.
I was like, oh, thank God. Yes, more Arya.
Her
Kicking
and
ass.
Her and Tyrion and Jon Snow, for the most part.
Yeah. Until the end
Yeah.
with Jon Snow. He gets a little bogged down near the end there. Or at least the end of book 5 or whatever the heck his last chapters were.
Yeah.
With like politics.
Yeah. He
And
does
no more
a little less
killing.
ass kicking, a little more
A
politicking.
little more bureaucracy. Cool. Well, that was a good topic thread. Game of
Yeah.
Thrones.
Totally.
Well, that leads me to a question I thought of.
Oh, yeah?
So we could talk about discussion.
Sure.
Fantasy worlds. Which
yeah.
fantasy world would you most like to live in? Out of all of like the fantasy worlds that have been created. I've got my
hard
answer.
one.
So I'll say my answer first and you can think of yours.
Okay.
I
think
think
know
that
mine.
there's pretty much no alternative other than the Harry Potter world.
That's a good one.
I mean, magic. So I'm saying in this Harry Potter world, I have magic. I'm not just one of the random people living outside of it.
You're not a muggle.
Because that very well could be the world that we live in now. Who knows? You know, that plane disappeared. Wizards.
Oh, of course. Of course.
Maybe it's too soon. I hope everything works out. But
Yeah.
Wizards, man, and it's pretty cool. And like, not a lot of bad shit happens. Like, yeah, the Voldemort stuff happens, but it's like it didn't really affect a lot of normal people. It was more of like the higher ups people, it seemed like.
Yeah.
I mean,
Yeah. Well,
but that was a short period of time, and I don't think the body count was that high. And, you know, you got Potter dealing with it. You know, if you're just some random person at the Ministry of Magic and, like, there's clearly some shady shit going on there. Like, I'm gonna imagine that's me. I work in, like, the fucking accounting department of the magical beasts. And I'm just like, hey, man, there's a lot of snakes being brought in and stuff. But, you know, I'm just going to sign off on these forms and I'm going to keep my head down, not get killed.
I see.
Yeah, I'd be the Adolf Eichmann of the Harry Potter Voldemort regime.
I see.
I'm just following orders.
Right.
Oh dear.
That's a good answer. That's a good answer.
I like that world. And if I had magic, do you know, I could not imagine how everyone in the Harry Potter world isn't like 9,000 pounds. Because if I had magic to do everything, I'd be like, fucking wand in some fucking Doritos.
I would apparate everywhere.
Oh, I know. Why walk when I could just
to my fridge, like anywhere.
Like 10 feet.
Yeah, exactly.
Oh my god. You wouldn't even have to apparate. You'd just be like, wand up, send me in my gallon of sweet tea.
Yeah, but I would be like, fuck that. Like, sure, like levitating's cool, but I'd be fucking like teleporting to my fridge.
You'd like figure out a way to like magic the liquid directly from the fridge, like through the air into your mouth, like
Exactly.
a giant snake of iced tea through the air.
Axio sweet tea.
That's right. Oh my god. Oh,
Yeah.
man. Oh, that would be the best world to live in.
See, my original answer.
And in Britain, it's all the hot people, because in the movies, all the hot people are wizards.
That's true.
Because you're in Britain, and the ratio in Britain of hot people is pretty slim.
It
I'm
depends,
sorry,
I guess.
Britain, but
I don't know.
there are very attractive British people, but I'm
There
saying
definitely are.
that there are a lot of unattractive British people as well.
Is that the case, or is it just because they don't care as much in who they put on TV?
I think that's the case, honestly. I've been
Yeah.
to England, and I think that the English, like, just shape and facial structure and things leads to not being very pretty.
Yeah. Well, I also wonder.
They have very
like,
severe features, and if you don't have the right face for it, you look bad.
I wonder how much of that is environmental, like how you grow up in and what you consider attractive.
I mean, that's very possible. You know.
Because I don't know, like I also think that generally Americans are more attractive than most other places.
Yeah.
I wonder if that's just because, like, you know, that's like the people I grew up around and that's who I was attracted to.
I guess.
I don't know.
That's true. Well, I mean, we were trying. I remember a while back when you, Lance, and I were hanging out, and we were trying to think of which country had the most attractive women.
Yeah.
It was. We were all like just Googling stuff and trying to find.
Didn't we say Brazil? I think is what we.
Brazil's up there.
Yeah.
And if Brazil's insane too, because you watch like videos of, like just people on the street, and you're just like, God damn, like
They're
Jesus.
all beautiful.
I know. It's because they're all on the beach all the time. Like,
right.
You know what I mean? Like they're all on the beach, like surfing or in the favelas running drugs. I mean, that gets you in shape.
Totally.
You look good.
Absolutely.
That in Sweden. Sweden's pretty good. I know it's cliche, but
I guess if you like the blonde hair, blue-eyed thing.
I like it. Blonde hair, blue-eyed. Adolf Eichmann of the Harry Potter world. I like. I don't know. I like leggy and tall and blonde. Leggy blonde girl.
Leggy blondes.
Exactly.
Just like New Zealand.
Yep. Just like Murray. Yeah. Totally. Yeah. So Harry Potter world for me.
Yeah. Now, see, my original answer was.
Have I won you over? I sold you on the Potter universe.
You might have. I'm still not sure.
Okay.
But Narnia is what I was thinking. Just because Narnia is fucking awesome with like talking animals and like fantastical creatures and shit.
Yeah.
Things occasionally get bad, but
Yeah.
then Aslan shows up and everything's fucking awesome again.
I'm gonna fucking like sweet rat friend who like is sweet and has sweet lines and
totally
jumps around and stuff like. Or like a satyr guy, you know. I don't know. That's a pretty cool world. I can
They
get
know how to
behind
party.
that.
Yeah.
Yeah, you got Jesus Lion. You got
totally.
You got he died for our sins.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. You got
it's a little heavy on the allegory. But,
you got Tilda Swinton, the evil white witch.
It would suck to live under those conditions, but on the other hand, I mean, you know, most of the time the humans that are there are the badasses.
Exactly, yeah.
So
they're dealing with the heavy shit.
Yeah.
What would the worst one be? Game of Thrones. Not even a question.
Nope. I have you beat.
Oh, really?
Yeah, Wheel of Time.
Really?
It's like, that book is like about the apocalypse of that age, and shit gets bad. To the point where Satan like entity is like...
I always thought the Wheel of Time stuff was okay for normal people. But
in the very first book, maybe.
Okay.
But like, as things like come towards the apocalypse, like the Dark One is like exerting his touch upon the world, and like summers get unnaturally hot and winters get unnaturally cold, and like grain starts rotting like days after it's like reaped, and like it gets like every nation is thrown into chaos, and every nation goes to war, and people are dying by the thousands and 100,000s and shit.
Yeah, it seems pretty bad.
It is horrible. It is the worst. And like it all leads up like to the final battle for the world, in which like most of the population is ripped apart and eaten by Trollocs, like
spoilers.
Troll things. Well, that's not. It's the whole thing is about the end of the world. There's going to be a last battle, and a lot of people are going to die in it. So,
all right, snap.
Yeah, it's. Although I will say, like the magic system there is really cool. Unless you're
a guy.
Unless you're a guy, in which case also your body rots and you go insane.
Yeah, you know, it's one of those things. Magic. So, I do kind of like that world a lot.
I like the system of magic in that world that he made. But yeah,
I actually really like those books a lot.
I do.
In retrospect, but I didn't like reading them.
Yeah,
which is an issue I have with Tolkien as well.
Yeah,
it's kind of hard to read and it's very dense.
Tolkien's
so worse, way worse. But you know, because there's actual dialogue and stuff written in the game or the Wheel of Time series. But and did it get finished well? Even though Robert Jordan wasn't alive to finish it?
It got finished satisfactorily.
Okay. His son wrote them, right?
No. Brian Sanderson.
Is
another fantasy writer who's actually a Mormon.
What's up with these Mormon fucking fantasy writers?
That's what I was thinking. I'm like, I don't like.
It's because all they do is sit around in their special underwear and they gotta fucking write something.
Well, I guess when
they gotta do something, they can't have sex. They gotta write books, I guess.
You'd think you'd be like Scientologists, like
the
person who created their religion was like a sci-fi author. So
I'm trying to think here. Orson Scott Card. He's I think is he a Mormon or he's
Mormon?
He is Mormon.
Yeah, because he's the one who like put out all that stuff about like gay people are horrible. Buy my books.
He's got a really weird past because I read a bunch of stuff about this when the movie came out, Ender's Game, where. Because the Ender's Game books are very inclusive because they're all about like all of these children from all these different countries, and one of the main characters is like a Muslim kid, and and it's like
kind of, but don't they like all come together under like space Catholicism or something?
No, that's in the later books. I'm just talking about the very first book, and the later books doesn't. The space Catholicism is just. It has nothing to do with the first books. It's in other planets that are
papal mainframe.
The papal mainframe. Yeah. That's right, man. No, I don't know. He's an interesting conundrum because he definitely didn't start out that way, and you can see, like on his blog and like stuff he wrote in the past, and the way he is now is he's really gotten more conservative as time has gone on, and it's just. Weird.
I guess that happens as people get older sometimes, but like,
you get crotchety.
he was still Mormon though when you wrote those first ones, right?
I don't think so. He may have converted. I don't know. Let's not. Maybe someone walked up to his door and, like asked him if he wanted to convert, and he did.
I wonder how often that actually happens.
Never.
I can't imagine it happens very often. But they must. It's got to have happened. Like some guy was like just at his wit's end and was like, "I need something, anything to believe in."
Could
and like
you imagine
Mormon
if
walked up and like knocked on his door at that time? And he's like, "This is it. This is the answer."
he's got the gun in his mouth?
Exactly.
And someone knocks on the door, and he's just like, "Well, it's like the episode of Black Books when those Mormons show up, and he's just like, please stay. I need someone to talk to." And he like
This never happens. We don't actually know what to do.
He terrifies these Mormons.
Yeah.
Oh my God. That's what I'd do. Mormons be like, come on in for a drink.
Try
Let's
to convert
hang
them to
out.
atheism.
No, Satanism. Are you kidding me? Atheism isn't far enough.
Yeah.
That would be amazing if you just
That
like
would be amazing.
if they got invited in. There's just all this satanic imagery in your house, and you have like, fucking. Oh shit, who's the guy that wrote the? Oh fuck, I can't remember the author of the Satanic Bible. What's his name?
Aleister Crowley?
Maybe.
No, it was that was later. He was a Satanist, but it was somebody before him, I think. Even I don't know.
Oh my God, now I gotta look this up. I wonder what like people do that.
That'd be funny though. Like just, I'll take your pamphlet if you take
Anton
mine.
LaVey in 1969.
Oh, the modern.
Yeah.
Satanism. Okay.
LaVey and Satanism. But that's like the most popular now.
That's like modern hippie Satanism, where it's just like do what pleases you.
I mean,
It's more like hedonism.
this fucking book sounds so goddamn metal. I kind of want to read it. I mean, like, literally, what do we got here? We got the Book of Satan, the Book of Lucifer, the Book of Belial, the Book of Leviathan. How badass is this?
It does sound pretty badass.
This fucking book sounds awesome.
Next week, Sean's converted to Satanism.
I'm just saying, this fucking book is metal.
Yes. Let me tell you about our Lord and Savior.
You know what's interesting is I almost bought this book at one point.
Really?
Yeah, I was at a half-price books, but I was like, I don't want to buy this.
Well, it's one of those things where it's like you take
Am I
going to
be put on a list?
You're like exactly. You're like walking up to the counter, like,
I mean, it can't be bad though. It's just a book.
Yeah.
I just want to read. I mean, I fucking read a lot of the Bible. Well, let's get the other side.
Satan's arguments. But that's the thing, though. Like that, I'm pretty sure, like that new Satan's Bible thing. It's not like Christian Satanism. It's like just hedonism. I'm pretty sure.
What?
Because there's not like a whole lot of active like worshippers of Satan. Why would you?
I see.
I don't know.
You're right. It does seem much more like the Book of Satan. Apparently, it seems to challenge the Ten Commandments and say,
right.
go for a tooth for tooth philosophy and
Yeah.
Social Darwinism.
Mm.
What?
Yeah.
Nothing
I
wrong
guess.
with social Darwinism.
I don't know.
What, Adam?
I'm okay with Darwinism staying as just
I don't
a
know.
mechanism of evolution.
I'm reading this Wikipedia article, and things are just making a lot more sense right now.
Eugenics is looking really good.
Oh, I gotta get away from this. I'm gonna get sucked in like I did to World of Warcraft. Get way into it. No, I was kind
Actually-
of wanted to buy some of because like I watched all that like Supernatural with you, and I was like, I kind of want to get some books on like witches and demonic rituals and stuff, and like learn about like some of the historical stuff.
I did that at one time when I was younger, like just because I was interested in that.
Weren't you like super Christian when you were younger?
There was a time where I was like interested in the cult type stuff.
Oh shit!
It wasn't like super
Adam was
long.
walking between the valley of shadow of death.
It was just one of those things where it was kind of like you were saying. I was interested in like what the other opposing party's literature was.
Exactly. Well, you want to know. You got to know your enemy.
Right. Exactly.
Keep those enemies close. Keep Anton LaVey closer.
Yeah.
That's I wonder what that guy looks like. I'm gonna look up a picture of him. I have not looked at him. I'm gonna get my first reaction.
Okay. Is he still alive?
Oh, he looks like what I thought he would look like.
Long hair.
No, bald.
Oh.
Kind of a Klingon mustache going on. Let's just say he looks like a Satanist.
Oh, okay.
He definitely looks like. Yeah, he looks like that guy that you'll meet at like a board gaming convention. You'll see, and you don't want to talk to that guy.
Oh,
he looks real intense.
Yeah,
he looks like he could fly off the handle. I don't know. They may have picked a particularly menacing picture. Of course, there's probably some fucking Anton LaVey fucking photo book that's him like hanging 10 in like Hawaii and like surfing. He's this like Satanist preacher. He's just like, hang 10, bro. It was the 70s.
Everybody wore bell bottoms.
That's right. Even the Satanists. I think it's a pretty good philosophy. I feel like our mutual friend and co-host Lance follows that lifestyle quite a bit.
Yeah.
With the hedonism and the me first and the tooth for tooth philosophy.
Yeah.
I wonder.
I go for some of that as well. Not all of it.
So what you're saying is libertarians are basically Satanists?
I don't even know if I can say I'm libertarian anymore. I don't know.
Are you glibritarian?
What's that?
I don't know, funny libertarian that's well spoken. I don't know. Let's see.
I don't know. The further along I get, the more liberal I lean. I don't know.
I think you could. You know what? I'm sure some asshole has said this before, but you're just a libertarian.
Libertarian. Oh God, that is the worst.
It's true though. No, but
I don't know. I do have I believe really strongly in personal rights and stuff like that, but on the other hand, like when you're dealing with countries and stuff like that, I'm way too empathetic.
Yeah.
I'm way too
You're just too Midwestern. That's your problem.
I guess. I don't think it's right to take people's money to use on other people's welfare, but on the other hand, I'm like, well, but
those people need welfare.
But those people need welfare, and if it's not law, no one's going to do it.
And had terrible lives, so
I think part of it's actually because I've gotten a little more cynical. I don't like being cynical, but I used to think that even if there wasn't welfare, there would be other things there that would, there'd be, people would still band together to help these people, or there would be organizations that would do that. Was this
born out of your time in the despair apartment?
I don't know. No. No.
When you were living in your squalor?
Yeah. No, it didn't come from that.
Oh, okay.
But I don't know, I think I've just gotten a little bit I'm not sure people actually would do. I mean, people don't do okay now with the system, so I don't know. I have less faith, I think, that people would take care of people who slip between the tracks. Yeah. Which makes me want to legislate more of that.
Yeah.
So, I don't know.
I mean, it's tough. It's a tough issue.
I don't know. We probably shouldn't talk too much about politics on the podcast anyway.
Politics cares.
Yeah, I know it's not usually that, but
I don't even know what my allegiances are.
I do. You're a bleeding heart liberal.
Yep. Oh, whoa, Adam, your computer's exploded.
Oh, did it?
No.
I'm here, I think, right?
You delayed for a second. I'm sorry. We're recording this live via the internet. Stop fucking around with your goddamn computer.
Well, actually, I pushed back in. I think my network cable slipped out a little bit because this one doesn't have the latch. It doesn't click in.
You don't even have a latch. What kind of fucking situation is this?
This is the cable I made myself, actually.
You're on the chaise.
I am on the chaise.
No latch in your fucking USB. You're wearing a headset mic.
I make do with what I got. I still can't fucking decide on what mic to get. I've been looking forever.
You just gotta fucking go.
Well, I'm either gonna go with the Yeti, or I'm looking at the AT 2020.
The number one thing is, I looked this up too, and this goes for anyone that's a budding recorder, podcaster type person, but the mic that works is the mic you fucking use. That's the way it is with any fucking art form.
Yeah.
It's you can spend hours and hours and time fucking dicking around trying to decide what's the best equipment.
All right.
And the best equipment is the ones that work for you to do it. So you can fucking do it.
The truth is either is better than this. So
That's true. And if you want a dynamic mic,
I don't.
it probably is better for you
Don't want a
because
dynamic mic.
dynamic mics work a lot better in bad acoustic situations
I know.
versus
but
my room that I'm in now, which has a lot of blankets and foam on the walls to deaden the sound.
Yeah,
Adam does not have that.
no, I don't.
You need to start. You just need to get tinfoil in those windows and hang up some sheets. It's always dark in your house.
I might be able to do that in the spare bedroom, actually.
Huh.
I don't want to. I don't have any internet back there. Is the problem?
Really?
Well, I don't
It's
have.
like 10 feet away. Oh, but you got the 50-foot cable.
Yeah, if I want to drag it through the rest of my house,
Just
I
for
guess.
recording. Use a laptop anyway.
So I'd have to drag it. It's already from my desk through part of the living room to behind my computer, and I'd have to take it out of there and take it through my bathroom to
Ain't nothing
To the
wrong with an
bedroom.
Ethernet cable on the bathroom floor.
really.
Uh.
Okay, well, I'll consider it.
Spring has sprung, Adam.
It has. It's getting warmer.
Yeah, although I heard it's supposed to snow, so
You've got to be fucking kidding me.
I'm looking up the weather report right now that's a week old as this episode airs. Oh, God.
It was really warm today. I
It
can't
was
imagine.
ludicrously warm today.
Yeah, I can't imagine it snowing.
Oh, let's
now.
see the forecast here.
And it's late April. It is, well, it's mid-April, I guess, but
It is mid-April.
it seems a little late for snow.
It is getting... Yeah. But let's see. Let's see the forecast here. No, it's not supposed to snow. Come on. It's supposed to get down below freezing in the middle of the week, but like 28 degrees, so...
Even that surprises me.
Yeah, it's just a quick dip, though, and then it's back to being the mid-50s. Oh, my God, though. It's amazing out. And I was able to smell my favorite smell. It's been a long... Or not my favorite smell, my second favorite smell.
Grass, like fresh grass. Or...
No, that's a good one. That's in the top 10. But
Rain?
no, wet pavement in like
Yeah,
the spring.
that's
Just that
good.
like musty asphalt wet, like just after... Spring rain, I guess.
Yeah.
Is the one. But yeah, I love that. Because
That is good.
It was pretty warm out and it rained. And I was like, oh, yeah. That's the smell of spring.
Although I think topping that for me, that's really good too.
Coffee's number one for me.
Coffee's great.
Just sticking
And
my nose in a bag of coffee grounds, like, oh.
I don't know if you guys, I can't remember if you guys have any there, but lilac bushes are amazing
Oh, yeah.
too.
Oh, yeah. Yeah, they're up here. There was
We got
one at
one-
Edgewood. There's a big one.
Yeah, there's
Where I
one at
went to
Edgewood. I've been there in the apartment complex. I don't know if you guys have one there.
Oh,
I
no,
don't think
probably
you do.
not.
But there's one in my mom's backyard, and
Yeah, they smell good. And they get
That's
a pretty
good.
good range on that, too.
Mm-hmm.
Yep. So that was, I literally wrote down to bring that up, the smell of
Yeah.
the pavement, just because it so excited me that we're fucking done with this goddamn fucking winter.
I know.
The winter from hell.
And I know I sound like a horrible person, like a horrible douchebag, but I'm already like worrying about the heat now.
Really?
I'm just like I'm dreading it.
Oh, because you don't have AC.
I do. I don't have central. Well, yeah, I do. I have central air here. Yeah.
Oh, okay.
I'm
Oh,
not.
yeah, I remember I came in the summer and it was
Yeah.
pretty cold. Yeah.
It's great. No, but I just. Oh, I hate it.
Well, you're a
so
very
bad.
hairy man.
I am.
So the
I need.
Heat
to
is no
move.
good. You're built for cold weather.
I am built for cold weather. That's true. I don't really like the cold either, but
But you're built for it.
I'm better built for it. No, this is about where it's perfect actually.
Yeah, it's always. This is why you need to move to like
I need to move to Seattle. I want to go to Seattle.
where
I
it's
want to
basically
go there.
spring all year.
What I need to do is I need to work on my web development skills till I
Yep.
can get like a fucking web development job in
Yep.
Seattle.
And then I'll
And then-
tag along.
Please do. That would be amazing.
I'll be your valet in your house,
That would be great. You be my valet.
Mr.
I'll work at-
Hamza.
I'll work at like Penny Arcade doing website shit for him. It'd be awesome.
There you go. Oh, okay. So other things that happened this week. WrestleMania happened.
Yeah. I actually, without even trying, I heard something. I'll let you
Adam's
talk about
into
it,
wrestling. No,
Huh?
you. I want to hear you.
I heard that the Undertaker streak ended finally, which I thought was nuts. I could not believe.
Seeing
I
that
asked-
live was incredible.
Yeah, I was gonna say I might even have to steal your WW.
Oh, because I
thing.
logged in on your Xbox.
You did log in on my PS4.
I mean, feel free to watch it. That match kind of sucked, but Undertaker apparently was severely concussed for most of it.
Oh, really?
I guess he hit his head at some point, and so he was kind of wobbly, and you could kind of tell.
Yikes.
But yeah, apparently it was kind of decided that night, and only a few people knew, and
Wow.
it was a mutual decision for him to do it. So I think
is-
he's almost 50.
Yeah.
So he's kind of I think he's going to retire. So
probably.
he did a great job when he was around, and everyone's got to retire at some point.
Yeah.
You just can't do it.
But like that's something that even me, who is very on the periphery of wrestling, I hear some stuff about wrestling, but I'm not really into it. Like even that was like something that I recognized as like a huge thing. Like
It was
big,
Daniel Bryan's
big deal.
night, though. That was
Yeah.
the key. I mean,
I saw you tweeted Yeselmania.
fucking finally. That storyline's been building up for like 2 straight years of the ultimate underdog, guy who was too small, wasn't going to be, a star. And
Yeah.
there's an amazing documentary on the WWE Network that they just released. It's Daniel Bryan's Road to WrestleMania 30, and it goes through his like whole past and everything, all the way up to it, and you get to see him and his wife now that we record this because they're getting married today.
Really?
Yeah, him and Brie Bella, one of the Bella twins, the
Oh.
female wrestlers.
See, that's something I always like never really got in wrestling because like they were like married, like the Macho Man was married to
Miss Elizabeth.
Miss Elizabeth and
The
stuff like
valet.
that. I never understood how much of that was like real and how much of that was like show. But
It's a mix. It's a big mix.
Is it? Okay.
I mean, Daniel Bryan had been dating Brie Bella, but in wrestling, AJ Lee was accompanying him to the ring quite a bit, and she's a diva.
Oh, okay.
And that was a storyline thing. But now it's pretty open since they're married that they're a couple, so they can't really do that
Yeah.
stuff anymore. Because wrestling's always this great mix of what's real and whathat's not.
Right. It's hard to
because,
tell sometimes.
You can't tell, and this is a wrestling term, what's kayfabe? K-A-F, I don't even know how to spell it, but that's the word that's used for what, like the storyline is, like when you're in front of
Yeah,
everyone, and you don't want to break kayfabe because, it's amazing. And that documentary was great, and he's totally the guy that deserves it because he's like the most humble person where he's like, I don't like being famous because it feels weird because I'm just a normal person. Like,
Yeah.
he's that guy. He lives in Washington. I don't know. He's a pretty cool guy, and good for him. And he had awesome matches, as he has had all year. And he beat Triple H. Went to the final, and despite some interference from Triple H, he still persevered and won the titles. It was great. It makes you happy because you're just like, the guy who deserved it finally fucking won it. And it was a great night. And that Undertaker match though was insane. Nobody saw it coming. I remember I was watching it and I wasn't kind of paying attention because I was like, Undertaker's gonna win this, like whatever.
Yeah.
And the match isn't super great because Undertaker's getting kind of old and Brock Lesnar's a big guy, so he can't do a lot of the super fast athletic moves, and he's working with an older guy, so it's more of just the powerlifting and the drops and stuff and bumps. And and then he goes for a tombstone pile driver to finish off Brock Lesnar, his second tombstone pile driver on Brock. He goes for a tombstone pile driver. Brock Lesnar reverses it into his finisher, the F5. And he lands on top of him, and the ref goes down, starts counting, and you're just like, 1, 2, and he's like, all right, here comes the kick out. The third F5 finisher. He's going to kick out of it. And nope. 1, 2, 3, and everyone just silent. Almost
Wow.
80,000 people silent. And there's just pictures of just faces of fans just like, what? Like, just crazy. And it's
Yeah.
insane.
That's awesome. Although I was kind of surprised that, like, of all the people for him to lose to Brock Lesnar. I mean, I guess he's
He's a part-timer. That's the thing.
Yeah,
He comes in. I don't know.
Seems weird that he would be the one to beat
That's
him.
what everyone's saying, because he's not the company guy. He's not
Yeah.
the guy who's been there. They were like, give this to someone who's new and young, who can ride on this as like the start of their career. But, that's what they chose to do. And honestly, if you look at the guys in the roster, Brock Lesnar is probably the scariest looking guy they have. And probably one of the strongest and biggest guys they have. So, anyone that's going to do it's going to be the beast, Brock Lesnar. So, he did it. And it happened, and that's exciting. And it was exciting. It was entertainment. That's what wrestling is. It's sports entertainment. And I was entertained.
Oh, there you go.
Oh, what else? Yeah, so that happened. Oh, never mind. I had another thing. We went way past the Fantasy Worlds thing, but I was wondering, Lord of the Rings.
Yeah.
What race would you be, do you think?
Well, the obvious answer is dwarf.
What do you think for me? What do you think for me?
For you?
Am I a terrible human? Is that what?
No, I think you. Well,
Hobbit?
maybe.
I could see Hobbit.
I could see Hobbit. I could see Hobbit for me too. Actually,
Oh, dude.
because hobbits are
Being a Hobbit would be the best fucking thing in the world. You live
Totally
to be
would
like
be.
100. Like,
Yeah.
They all live to be pretty old. Like 80,
Totally.
90, 100.
Yeah. I mean, it was odd for Bilbo to be like 11-1, but
Yeah, but he was 11-1 without the magic of the ring for a while,
No.
too. So,
well, he was quickly declining after its.
I would say he still looked pretty good for 111, though.
Yeah, totally, totally.
But I mean, all you do is you sit around, you drink a lot, you
Yeah.
party with a bunch of people, you eat a
Yeah.
lot of great food, and you just hang out in your house smoking weed with Gandalf.
Yeah, I might be a hobbit too, just because I think that my work ethic is not really that of a
The
dwarf.
dwarf? You don't.
I wouldn't-
You don't thirst for power like the dwarves do. Well, the men do.
Well, I was gonna say the dwarves thirst for
wealth.
like wealth, and they're like miners. I couldn't really see myself mining that much or battling that much.
But I could see you
so-
living in a sweet, like, cave house,
Yeah,
like a sweet underground, like, fucking lair.
Actually, a hobbit hole would probably be pretty much perfect for me.
That's your
Like-
perfect house to live in, is the Hobbit hole.
Yeah, it might be.
Bag End.
Yeah.
Oh yeah,
And
definitely for me, Hobbit's what I'd want to be, or an elf. But I don't
being
know.
an elf would be sweet, but I don't know if I definitely don't.
There's a lot of
fit the elf
politics
physique.
with the elves. They're always infighting. They always have to stick up their ass about the other elves. Like, oh, we're
Yeah.
wood elves. Ooh, we're high elves. It's like, come on, you're all fucking elves.
Your elf.
Get the fuck over it. Just because some of you like to live near Rivendell and some of you like to live in Lothlorien doesn't mean you can't get along.
Right.
I love those Hobbit movies too. I know people were down on Smaug, but
Were they? I didn't. I liked it. I thought it was good.
I liked it a lot. I do agree with some of the criticisms.
It might have been a little long in the tooth.
It's a bit long, that movie. I had to pee,
Yeah.
and I was like, I can wait till the end of the movie. This was the worst I've ever had to pee in my entire life.
Yeah.
At this movie, it was a mistake buying a soda. Even though I peed right before the movie, I probably had some coffee earlier, and I was just destined to have to pee in the middle of this movie. Packed theater, IMAX 3D, and like, I gotta go. Like, I can't wait.
Yeah.
Like, and I was like, there's got to be nothing left in this movie, but I can't wait. Went and peed, came back, 30 minutes left.
Oh yeah, that's like the ending of that movie is an hour long. It's nuts. Like
It's like fucking Return of the King. A
There was like a
fucking
half an hour of them-
long ending.
yeah, there was like half an hour of them running from smog, and while that's a cool part, it's like, does that really need to be that long? It was kind of insane. Like I saw the same thing too. I saw smog, and I'm like, oh sweet, we're gonna wrap this shit up.
Yeah,
with some
exactly.
Awesome action.
Like Smog's gonna talk a bunch,
And
then-
yeah, like it was like an hour left after you see smog. There's like half an hour of that, and then there's like another half an hour like with the humans and shit. And yeah, it was a little bit lengthy.
I like those movies a little bit more than Lord of the Rings, though, and I'll tell you why. Because
Martin
I've
Freeman.
watched all 3 of the Lord of the Rings movies,
yeah,
and I have watched 2 of the Hobbit movies.
yeah,
And I like the Hobbit movies because they feel more fun.
That's true. Although
it's much
I will
more
say,
of like it just I feel like I'm with the dwarves going on a fun adventure, fighting bad guys and that. Whereas like Lord of the Rings this is serious shit, and it's dire all the time, and everything is so sad all the time.
yeah, you're right. There's definitely a heavy vibe to the first three.
I feel it's almost I mean, but that's the way that story is, you know.
Yeah, totally. It's much more dramatic, and I think that's fine. They're different types of. You're right. They're different types of movies, different types of adventures. One is to regain lost wealth, and one is to like fucking save the world from imminent destructive evil.
Yeah.
But I agree with you. But there also were parts to the Hobbit movies that I almost thought they just took like fun.
Too far?
Too far? It's like when they're... I think the biggest part for me was when they were doing the barrel thing down the river.
I loved that sequence, but that was about 5 minutes too long.
Well, there's that, but also, like, I love that... The sequence was fun.
It was gorgeous. The way they shot that was just spectacular.
Yeah, it was amazing. But there was, like, shit going on where, like, you know, it was just, like, the acrobatics and shit worked a little bit too well, and, like, fucking, you know, weird, like... funny type action stuff. And
I like that though. I don't know.
I don't know. I like the idea of like a fun adventure, but it almost got slapstick there for a while, and I was like, that's maybe a bit much in my adventure movie. I don't know.
What can I say? I like slapstick dwarves.
I like slapstick dwarves too. Like when they're like partying and like, you know, partying and having fun and throwing plates around and shit.
Partying, yeah.
Yeah.
Partying, yeah. Fun. If you will. It is a Friday night.
Exactly.
When we record this. Gotta get down on Fridays.
Absolutely.
All right. Let's see here. Okay. I want to talk about the internet.
In general.
And how terrible people are.
Okay.
On the internet.
This sounds like your kind of topic.
Well, listeners of the podcast have known that I have dealt with specific internet hatred with this podcast. Let's see here.
I thought you were going into the Misery Vampire area.
No. So Lolo Jones, the Olympian, the female athlete.
Yeah.
She posted a tweet about Drake hosting the ESPYs. Drake the rapper. It's amazing that Drake is hosting the ESPYs. This is her tweet. But it's going to be tough for him to hand out all those awards to Rihanna's ex-boyfriends. As I think Rihanna and Drake are dating. Mm-hmm. And, well, let's just say Rihanna's dated a lot of people in the music industry.
Yeah.
So she tweeted that, and the internet exploded with hatred.
Yeah.
I don't know. I didn't realize that Rihanna's fans were vicious.
Yeah.
Let's see here. A lot of people tweeting pictures from the Olympics where Lolo Jones hit the 9th hurdle at the end of the race, causing her to get 3rd instead of 1st. Still, this is that was the 2010 Olympics. You know, or not 2010. That was the 2008 Olympics, I think, right? Beijing?
2010? No. Was it 2012?
It was 2012 was London. So yeah, it was 2008.
No, it was 10, wasn't it?
No.
Really?
Yeah, 2012 was London. 2008 was Beijing, China. Hell yeah.
I don't think that was that long ago.
It was.
Really?
Yeah, and people are just tweeting photos of her tripping over hurdles and stuff.
Oh, man.
And it's like, dude, that was probably the worst moment of her life.
Yeah.
When she was clearly the winner and clearly, like, the best. Like, blew everyone away. Missed the final hurdle with a bad jump. And, you know, and that's the game with hurdles. Mm-hmm. But,
right.
You know, and it sucks because she's, like, a great human being. You know what I mean? Like, again, she is famously, I don't know if it's still true, was a virgin going into the 2012 Olympics. And that was...
She might not be afterwards. I heard that like lots of shit goes down at those Olympic villages.
Oh, definitely. She talked about that specifically, and
did she?
She doesn't at all.
Oh, okay.
She says hard because there's a lot of attractive guys there, but
Yeah, I've heard those are like basically fuck villages.
yeah, she's.
Because they're all young, like attractive athletes.
I know. I
Yeah.
want to go to the Olympic fuck village.
Oh, I don't.
What?
People would like point at me and like
And laugh.
laugh. Exactly.
Look at this one.
Yes.
I'll be like, oh, why? Come on, just let me
Yeah.
watch. I'll be in the corner.
Oh man.
I won't say
now,
a word.
dude, that'd be something, man. I would totally watch Olympic sex tapes.
They would
Forget
have to-
celebrities.
I feel like there's a market for this where they just install
Yeah.
video cameras in rooms and stuff.
I'm surprised it hasn't happened in fucking Russia.
Yeah, it's true actually. Fuck.
That's totally a market, though. Yeah, I'd totally watch Olympian sex tapes.
Let's
They gotta have stamina. I mean,
let's see what someone said to Lolo Jones here. At least Rihanna gets some use out of that jerk chicken smelling jizz box and doesn't let it collect lint like yours.
Oh, man.
Yeah.
Yowza.
And she's pretty religious, which is why she's a wait until marriage type religious lady.
Yeah.
Which I can respect. It's her decision. It's her life.
Yeah, it's totally her decision. I mean, I don't think that's
prescribe to that philosophy myself.
a great
but,
reason for that, but that's totally up to.
That's what you want to do. I mean, it's very honorable to think that the only person you're ever going to be with is the only person you're ever going to be with. Is kind of a noble ideal, and good for her.
Mm-hmm. Totally, yeah. More power to her.
I'm not married. If you're listening to this, Lolo Jones. I have always found her to be extremely attractive.
Oh yeah.
Probably in my top 5. She's very. I don't know. I don't know what it is about like tall women athletes.
Everything.
I guess that's just me. That's me. That's my style. She's.
I think that's most people's style.
She's half black, half.
Yeah.
I don't even know. I guess she has a really interesting like life story. Like, there's a really good Real Sports on it where she talked about being a virgin, but like her growing up was rough. She was living in a basement of like a Salvation Army, like in a locker room. Like,
wow.
Like her family had no money. Her dad walked out, and she was able to just be good at track and that kind of, she bought a house for a family and stuff. It's just one of those real feel good stories that
Yeah.
And a lot of athletes don't like her because she hasn't won a gold medal, and she's yet the face of the Olympics in the U.S. because
sorry, I'm only the third best in the fucking world at something, not the first.
She's extremely pretty, and a lot of people think it's her looks that get her the fame and not her skills athletically, and it's just,
jeez.
Hell, man, I like those looks.
Yeah.
That's fine by me. So this is my plea, Lolo. I'll wait.
Okay.
This will go out. I'm serious. I mean, I'm tall.
Yeah.
I'm sure she wants a guy who's taller than her. I don't know how tall she is, but she's probably pretty tall if she's a hurdler.
Probably.
One can only think. Those runners are always tall.
Long legs,
What's Lolo Jones' height, Adam? Guess.
I'm gonna say 5'11".
Oh, you're way off. Not really. 5'9".
All right.
Understandable. That's tall for a girl, though.
It is.
How old is she? I'm looking this up. 31. Oh, she's older than me. I don't know.
Whoa, wait, did you just like turn on a dime right there?
What?
I don't know.
There's
She's
other
like,
female Olympians.
she's like 2 years older than me. I don't know.
I mean, some of those gymnastics people from a couple years ago are probably old now. That's where you got to sweep in. So those gymnastics girls compete when they're like 16, and like 4 years after the Olympics, they can't do gymnastics anymore, and they're just broken people. And that's where I swoop in.
Yeah,
And I'm like, hey, take a ride on the J train. I know you're washed up as an Olympian. I'll take you.
I don't know. I have this. I mean, I know it's probably not true, but I always kind of have this image of gymnasts as being like small and kind of fragile. I mean, they're probably stronger than I am.
Oh,
'cause
yeah.
they're all muscle, but I don't know. They're always like small, tiny, and you feel like you could like
That's because they're fucking 15. You know,
break them in half by bumping into them. Yeah, I guess that's true too. What was it? China used to, or maybe they still do, like, we're putting like 13-year-old girls or something like that.
Yeah,
into
they
those
had
things.
fake
Making
birth
fake
certificates.
Yeah, fake birth certificates and identification.
Well, because the smaller you are, the lighter you are, the easier it is for you to do these moves. And as you start getting to be 17, 18, you lose a lot of that flexibility.
Right.
You know, and it just gets harder and harder because you're bigger and taller. That's just how it is, and it sucks. Which is funny because with male gymnasts, it's the opposite. So it's usually like the late 20s, early 30s is kind of the sweet spot, you know.
Oh, because you need more strength.
Exactly. Male gymnasts, it's all strength, whereas female gymnasts is all grace and flexibility and
It's holding up your body with fucking rings that go apart and are insane.
yeah. Your cousins were in that, right? The Hams.
Yeah,
I'm sure you're related somewhere.
I'm sure we are.
Far down the line, probably eighth cousins or some nonsense.
Something like that. I don't know. Everybody like with the Ham name other than me seems amazing.
Well, you got to be better than that one guy that's got AdamHam.com.
Well, he's like a fucking elected insurance commissioner, so he's doing better than I am,
crooked.
I guess. Maybe.
Maybe
he's
it's
probably
babies, Adam.
maybe
You're
I
better
don't know.
than that guy.
But there's him, and then there's like John Ham, and then there's Mia Ham, and then there's the two Olympian Hams. There's some prominent Hams out there.
You know what? There's not very many famous Roes.
No, I there was one I did see.
There's Mike
I was-
Rowe from Dirty
Yeah.
Jobs.
Yeah.
That's it.
There was another genre I saw on something, and I was like, I was gonna make fun of you about it, but I can't remember.
Ah,
the name,
so it obviously isn't that big because you can't remember it, and I don't know it.
No, I was just gonna like make like a pun or.
Let's see here. Yeah, I can't think of any other famous. There's T. Rowe Price.
That's what I was thinking
That,
of.
like-
That's what it was. It was T. Rowe Price.
That like fucking investment firm.
Yeah.
It's named after my dad, who's Tom
Yeah.
Rowe.
That's what I was gonna say. I was like, hey,
My dad works
that's
in
Dad
banking
doing.
too, so it's kind of.
I know.
I don't know.
Yeah.
That's not fun. Bottom line. Sorry,
People are horrible.
I'm sorry, Lauren. Lolo. You can email us at bitecast@gmail.com.
Yeah.
Don't catfish me, people on the internet. But you know, if it's Lolo Jones, I don't think she's expecting dick pics. So
No.
I kind of covered myself with that one. So call me up. I'm funny. I'm tall. I'm not in shape. You're gonna have to get past that.
Yeah.
You're in shape enough for the both of us. That's my thought.
Yeah.
I'm just gonna sit here. I'm gonna use my wand to deliver Doritos directly to my mouth. You can run, do all that. I'll just keep up the homestead. Lolo.
Yep.
That's my future wife. I'm saying it right now.
Oh, that means I get your previous one, Jennifer Lawrence.
Damn it.
Unless you want to go Mormon.
She's not Mormon. Oh, please don't let her be Mormon. I can deal with any other religion, but Mormon's
then
a
you
little
could have-
bit far.
Then you could have multiple wives.
That's true. That's
what I'm
I'll tell
saying.
her that. I'll tell her I'm Mormon. I'm religious. You know, there you go.
Yeah.
Oh, I wonder what. All right, what religion do you think she is?
No idea. I'll say Catholic.
Catholic? I don't think Catholic.
No.
Oh, damn it! It's not on her Wikipedia page. Doesn't
Or maybe
talk about her
Baptist.
religion.
A lot of those save yourself from marriage
Not
religious
always.
type things are either Catholic or Baptist or something.
Yeah.
Evangelical of some kind. Or Mormon.
Oh, I gotta find this. This is
Actually, I'd probably double
devout
down on
evangelical Christian.
Yeah, I was gonna say I'd double down on evangelical because those are the ones who really push that.
What's evangelical Christian? I don't even know what that is.
It's evangelical just means that they are active in what's the word? preaching to other people. It's maybe I guess evangelism is the word. But they're the pushy Christians that proselytize. They go out and proselytize.
Oh man.
Um,
I'm reading this stuff. She's talking about like listening
yeah.
to Christian music. I don't know.
Yeah.
Oh,
Well, too
Lola,
late.
what's going on here? It's too far.
It's too late. I called Jennifer Lawrence.
That's
so.
okay. I'm gonna orchestrate her fall from grace and the church
You just become
right
like
into
worse.
my arms.
You've become worse than all the Twitter people by saying that you will like destroy her very core beliefs and then take her as your own.
I'm just gonna have her follow my beliefs. That's it.
You're just gonna
Just gonna see
give her
the
the hard
John way
sell
of
on
lifestyle
Catholicism.
of
Yeah.
sitting in your apartment and ordering a large pizza from Glass Nickel and eating it eating it by yourself.
This is what I believe in.
This
What
is
do you
what I
think?
believe in. This is real. Hey, man. I'm just saying,
I don't know,
people
though.
change their beliefs. It happens.
I wonder, like, if I were like an Olympian and I'd already done all that shit and like my career was over, that's all I would do. I mean, I already spent all that time exercising and working out and shit. I would go straight to fucking like,
This is why you
all
will
right.
never be in shape, Adam.
I am never moving again now.
Because you just feel like you're waiting to get healthy enough to completely fucking not work out anymore. That's not how it works.
That's not what I'm saying. I'm just saying if I were one of these Olympians who had like trained from a young age all my life,
Yeah.
and that shit was over now, I would then no longer care about it. I'd be like, well, yeah, I'm gonna have a pizza myself because fuck you.
Pizza's delicious.
Yeah.
Don't tell me what I can and can't eat.
I just decided to skip all the training steps and just go straight to
Go
that.
straight to the pizza.
Yeah,
Me too.
exactly.
It's great.
Yeah,
I love
totally.
it. Anything else going on your week, Adam? I know you. Had,
My week has been just completely engulfed in one thing:
and that is
making the new website.
the new borninthE80s.com.
.net.
But it'll be .com when we transfer it, right?
No.
You're just gonna host it?
No, it's hosted on yours.
Oh, you just bought the .net domain name?
Yeah, I did.
Well, that was probably what, $10 or some nonsense.
Yeah, it was not a lot.
All right, cool.
So, very very soon, and you'll have to switch your domain over.
Yeah,
like
that's
the
fine.
80s podcast and all that other stuff.
Yep, that's fine.
And I guess I kind of want to talk with you about this at one point, but I guess we could do it on the air. On how we talk about it later. I guess it's not a big deal.
Yeah, I don't know. I feel like the listeners want to know this deep technical discussion of the website that they never go to anyway.
Well, that's the thing. I don't know. Because the website itself is Party Platypus, and I was kind of just thinking maybe we could not call it that anymore and just call it like Born
I
in
bought
the 80s,
the Party Platypus domain name.
which I think is expiring if I saw correctly on the hosting site.
Well, you know.
So maybe we'll just let it go.
But it's Party
only like
Party Platypus. I am holding on to Party Platypus.
If you want to, that's
I'm
fine.
saying
But
this
I think
right fucking now.
I'm just. I know, but I think like on like
But
the
I would
page
be
and
okay
stuff,
with just calling the website borninthE80s.com,
net.
which I have.
You don't have borninthE80s.com, do you?
Yeah, I do. Maybe.
No, you don't. No, you you don't. You have 80s podcast.
I think borninthE80s.com was taken.
I have borninthE80s.net.
You didn't even look for .com?
I did. It was taken. It did not look like by you.
Ah!
I know. It's a shame.
So what is it? It's just 80spodcast.com is what I have?
Yeah, you have 80s podcast.
Man, maybe we'll have to... You know what? We'll brainstorm a new domain name that works.
Bytecast was also taken.
What?
I know.
That's weird.
But like Byte Podcast was not.
No. We'll talk about this off air because this is...
Okay, well, that's what I'm saying. Like, I don't know. But I was thinking that...
I don't mind borninthE80s.net. I mean, that's fine.
Yeah.
.net's
That's
cool.
That's what I thought.
I mean, it's not the same as a .com, but .net's pretty good.
Yeah, and we can still use the 80spodcast.com.
Oh, yeah, all that shit.
you want.
But
We can pivot all point there.
I like
but, yeah.
borninthE80s.net.
I do too.
So
I do
bornintheeighties.net actually goes to a website now.
It does. It does. And even the latest post is now up.
Oh, wow. The one I just put up.
Yes.
Which is
it
a week
is.
old
I
at this point.
copied it over. Yeah.
Nice. Yeah.
Nice.
So look forward to a new website that looks better and runs better because it's run by someone who knows what they're doing.
Yep.
And not me.
It at least looks better.
I like bornintheeighties.net because that can be a good URL for all the writing that I never do and all that.
Well, I mean, that's the thing.
It's
I
more
looked at
generic
the website.
than Party Platypus.
It is. And I think there's more chance of people coming, stumbling upon that.
Yeah.
And also, 95% of the posts are Born in the 80s episodes.
Well, yeah.
Yeah.
The other 5% are Lance's scathing tirades about Batman characters and.
I tell you one thing I am actually missing. I want more Daredevil the Man Without Shame.
Oh, shit. Yeah.
Those are really funny, actually. I like those.
Yeah, Lance and I wrote a whole bunch of them, and then I lost. I got to see if I found the notebook that was in.
Yeah.
I just don't like photoshopping, and I'm really bad at it, and that requires photoshopping.
I actually bought Photoshop. Well, I bought
Creative Cloud.
Such
a good
pulled the trigger
deal.
on that. It is a good deal, especially if you are in the educational system.
Yeah, because you get a cheaper rate.
I do.
How much is it
I
a
do
month?
get a cheaper rate. That's still like 20.
Oh, God.
I know, it's
Why
pricey.
would just get
but
the shitty Creative Cloud that just has Photoshop and Audition and stuff? That's all I need.
well, that's the thing, though. Like, there wasn't one that has that. There's one that has, like, Photoshop and Lightroom, but that's it.
What?
I know.
Ugh.
The next step up from that is... It's not great.
I'll continue to use my edition of Adobe Audition 3 that I got years ago when I worked at a place that had copies.
Right. I got a bunch of shit on mine, so I'm happy with that.
That's cool.
Yeah. And
how's the lap desk?
What?
Lap desk update.
Oh, it's working fine now. I got the mouse pad. It's still kind of annoying. The only place I really have problems is on the chaise because it is in such a decrepit shape.
Yeah, the chaise lounge I visited and it is.
Yeah.
It is in need of repair.
I sink into it, which puts it up higher than it should be, and like angles my wrists weird. So.
Well, you'll find a good position, and Adam and I will be able to play Guild Wars 2 together and Diablo 3.
Yeah, I will. Maybe not Diablo 3 yet, because I have to call Blizzard.
Oh, okay.
Still.
Oh, this is okay. God, I want to play World of Warcraft with you so bad, Adam.
Oh fuck!
I want to play it so bad. I love it. It's my favorite game. I'm in love. I think as a task for the next episode is Adam and I will play Guild Wars 2 together.
Yeah.
And I can give my reactions.
Oh, man.
We can describe the experiences that we had.
I have a feeling it will be scathing.
I don't know. I'm saying we're going to both start new. I want to start fresh.
Oh, you're going to start new?
Yeah. Yeah. I want to try a different class because I don't think I like the one I am. And maybe that's tempering my experience.
It could. It definitely could.
Because I usually don't play the warrior class very much. But I wanted to try it because it's a new game. So
yeah, I
don't know. That's a thought. So look forward to that next episode. If you guys have any thoughts on your favorite fantasy world to live in, you can email us at bitecast@gmail.com. That's it. Or if you have any questions for Adam and I about video games, making websites, apparently Adam does.
Totally. Oh, also, I should announce on the new website, we actually have a Contact Us page.
Okay.
Which has a form that you can fill out that has categories like suggestions for the podcast.
Okay.
And like just messages to us.
Okay.
If you please go see the website, and if there's bad stuff, you can also let me know broken stuff there.
Yep.
And I actually put a spot there for werewolf news for use by werewolves only.
Oh, yeah.
So they can fill us in on werewolf news if they have it.
Yeah. Werewolf news.
And there might be a couple more changes coming to the website, but the gist of it's there now. So
yeah, I like werewolves.
Yeah.
It's difficult to get werewolf news because there's not a lot of it.
All right, so I figure we should tap the source directly.
Okay. I like it. Also, you can always go to Facebook. Facebook.com/Born in the 80s podcast.
Yeah.
You can send messages on there. I mean, that's really easy if you have Facebook. We got almost, I want to get to 100 likes. We're at 88. It's going to be tough. Adam, invite all of your friends.
Yeah,
and we'll
I know.
And we'll probably get to 100.
Yeah, hopefully.
We'll get there.
Hopefully.
That's a push. That's the next milestone.
Yep.
Other than that, I don't think I have anything else to chat about tonight.
I don't either, other than... Nah. It's more web stuff that people don't
want to hear about?
So.
Okay.
No.
Well,
I mean, unless there's any developers out there that have a burning need to know, in which case, email us and let us know, and I'll go into more depth.
I went through all of my notes that I had written, so... Oh, I guess there were some news stories. Some good old news stories.
There was something I wanted to talk about.
Okay.
And, Colbert.
Oh, yeah.
You heard about
Stephen
Colbert. What do you think about that?
Like
Letterman
taking over for Letterman?
Yeah.
Good riddance. I've never been a Letterman guy.
Me neither, really.
He's kind of a dick.
Yeah.
And he's an asshole to his guests. I don't know. He's pretty bad.
I'm definitely a fan of Stephen Colbert, although I realize that I'm not
Colbert
sure.
character's done. He's dead.
Think? Yeah,
Oh,
yeah, that's what I mean. I'm not sure I like that. I'm not sure I like that character is now gone, and we get, like, evening host Colbert instead. So.
Yeah. I don't know. Let's see here. Adam.
Oh, no.
Can you see this?
I can.
You can. All right,
Yeah.
I want to go through this video live.
Oh, wow.
Is that
Okay.
cool?
Sure.
So this is a story that I saw. And I want to go through this video and we'll describe it to you, and we'll pause and discuss. Let's just say it's a topless woman McDonald's rampage. Oh, and I've changed screens. Oh, this is cool how the screen share works.
That's pretty cool.
Okay. So you got the video?
Not anymore. I'm back to you now.
Why is it doing that?
And you appear to be a little bit lagging behind.
Uh-oh.
The video is. Not the audio.
Oh, weird. All right, let me try the screen share again. This is live. Okay. Is it good?
It's loading.
All right.
There
Topless
it is.
chick goes crazy in McDonald's. I'm going to turn the audio off because it's just a bunch of people describing. All right, so this lady, okay. I pause the video.
Whoa.
It starts immediately with a topless woman in McDonald's in front of the cash register area.
No preamble.
No preamble. I don't even see a shirt anywhere. So she probably came in that way.
Right.
This lady has gigantic knockers. Just a descriptor.
I can't really
Oh, you'll see.
tell.
I've watched the video already. So she starts slapping her head and looking off screen, and then now she's slamming her head on the counter and pointing at someone off screen, yelling.
Those are some big knockers.
I told you. This video is on
she-
live. Okay.
Is she also just in her underwear?
Yes.
No pants either.
It's correct. No pants. A G-string, if as you will see later. She's picked up the trays and thrown them over the counter. She's infuriated. I can only
Obviously.
assume about her service.
Oh! There goes the POS.
Yes, so the cash register, or the, what did you call it?
POS. Point of service.
What is this industry term?
It's basically the place where you ring people up is the point of service where you're providing them the service. That's from my days back when I was doing tech support for Famous Footwear.
Oh, okay.
The cash registers, which we did support,
All right.
are called POSs.
All
points
right.
of service.
So she throws that POS over the counter and goes for everything else on the counter. It's
wow.
all got to go.
Yeah.
And now at this point, she gets behind the counter area.
Ooh.
Starts
Oh!
slamming a refrigerator. Door
Damn.
just open and shut.
Yeah, like she's not pulling anything out of it,
Nope,
which is
willy-nilly.
weird.
Just opening and shutting it. I don't know. Okay, there has to be a drug, but we'll see. Slamming the door open and shut. She's just yelling at someone off screen, and it doesn't seem to be anyone that's interacting with her. And now she is. She has the door open to this refrigerator. So imagine yourself in front of like a freezer. You have the freezer door open, and she's holding the door handle and just pulling on the fridge, shaking it, almost tipping it over.
It looks like where they keep those like McSalad cups or like the
Yeah. Did what? Make salad cups.
like the salads that they put in, like the
It's
glass.
been years since anyone has made a salad cup.
Well, maybe it's one of those fresh fruit yogurt parfait.
Okay,
things.
yep, I buy that. All right, let's continue.
But does that really matter? I mean,
She's yelling. The managers seem to not know what to do, as there's a topless woman who, and now she's grabbing things out of the fridge and throwing them on the ground. Not even like throwing them at anyone. That's what's crazy about this. It's like
looks
she's
like a
not
raccoon.
attacking anyone. Yeah, it's like, that's
She's
so
like
true,
scavenging.
though. She's like a raccoon, like rummaging through like garbage to get, which is the McDonald's food. But I mean, she's just throwing out, looks like sauce packets onto the floor, just dumping out the contents of the fridge onto the floor.
yeah.
And she threw a grate,
It's a rat. Yeah.
a fridge grate, just throwing trash cans,
Ooh.
cups on the ground. Not, there she
Oh,
goes.
whoa.
All right, there's the fridge. She throws like a, I don't know, some sort of black object. I'm going to assume it's like a sauce cup holder. She whips at the guy across the counter, who looks like an employee. She's grabbing the heating tray, and she has knocked over the entire heating tray.
Damn.
All right. Not satisfied with the destruction, she moves on to the ice cream machine.
Oh no.
She's just, I mean, this is just literal wanton destruction of property. Oh, and okay. This is where the video takes a turn.
Oh my.
She's
Is she eating ice cream out of the ice
just
cream
don't
machine?
you're spoiling it for the listeners. Having gone on this rampage, like the rabid raccoon that she's emulating, she pauses and looks at the ice cream machine she's about to dismantle. And it's like, this is like totally what I would do too. If I was in this weird, like, fucked up mental state, or I don't know what was going on. But you get that ice cream machine, just like, I kind of want to eat ice cream directly from the nozzle of the ice cream machine. Have you ever wanted to do that?
A little bit. Yeah, it does.
Just stick your head under there and just have the ice cream go directly into your mouth. It's like ASIO ice cream.
Yeah, but also you think of what kind of brain freeze you could get with that. Like,
That's
that
true.
would be like,
I don't think she's thinking about brain freeze.
No, I don't think she is. either.
I would be more worried about getting ice cream all over my topless body. That'd be cold.
Yeah, and sticky.
Yeah. She's just, I bet she's already sticky.
Yeah, she's probably already sticky.
But she guzzles the ice cream and just, I think that satisfied her. She just kind of stands with one arm
that pose.
akimbo and just kind of standing next to the ice cream machine, enjoying her triumph, if you will.
She does look satisfied.
And it's so hard to like describe what's happening because there's literally seems to be no motive. She is ice creaming into her hand now, pouring ice cream out of the machine into her hand.
Wow.
And get a handful of ice cream, eating ice cream out of her hand. She's yelling at someone again, and she walks off screen. A handful of ice cream.
Wow.
And, that's topless lady in McDonald's. Goes crazy.
That is incredible.
Yeah. All right, so here we go. You want to know what happened, the method behind the madness? I'm going to tell you.
Okay.
Nearly naked woman who destroyed a McDonald's kitchen in where else but Florida wasn't drunk or on drugs when she did it. And she says she doesn't remember most of her rampage. This is courtesy of Gawker.com. Police say Sandra Suarez, 41. Wow. That's not bad for 41. I'll give her that.
I suppose.
Well, 41. I mean, attacked the fast food restaurant after an employee turned down her offer of oral sex in the parking lot. An officer who responded to the incident says she also expressed sexual desires towards him. She was hospitalized and charged with criminal mischief and resisting arrest. She was released on a $7,000 bond. Now, I don't know what's weirder about this is that, A, she wasn't charged with anything more.
Yeah.
B, she wasn't shot because Florida has those stand your ground laws, and anyone could have probably shot her and not been in trouble. And C, that she had $7,000 to pony up for a bond.
Well, a lot of those bond things, you can get a loan from a bail bondsman, and if you're not a flight risk. Although somebody as crazy as her, I don't know how you'd get that.
Here we go. Suarez has lived in Florida for 15 years. She is a mother of 2 and says she's being treated for depression. She also said she was having a bipolar episode that night and doesn't remember most of what happened.
That could be, man. That bipolar stuff is...
it's such a weird thing. And
it is.
She hopes that the sudden internet fame isn't too rough on her kids. Yeah, it might be. I can imagine if my mother was rampaging in a Mcdonald's and a security camera topless. I don't know how you can live that down.
The kids at school might have something to say on that.
I like that one of the descriptions, one of these comments is exactly what I said. Wow, I never would have guessed she was 41. Good work. She doesn't look 41. I'd peg her at like 35.
Yeah. She doesn't look bad for 41.
Good for her.
Yeah. I guess. Good for her.
Yeah. That's interesting. And I enjoyed watching that video. The link will be on the episode title. So if you want to, you start. Well, it's too late now, but I probably should have said that beforehand. But whatever. You can watch the video afterwards, or you can rewind back and get our live play-by-play commentary. Although I paused it quite a few times. I don't know. You kind of have to see it for yourself.
Yeah,
it's incredible.
It is pretty incredible.
It just is insane. And you never worked at McDonald's. I did.
Yeah.
I don't know what I would have done if that would have happened. You know what I would have done? I would have walked out the back door and been like, I am out of here. It's not worth being possibly murdered, because who knows?
That's true.
Although she didn't have a gun, and she was only wearing a G-string, so I don't know where she could have hidden a weapon.
You could tell she was unarmed.
That's very true. Well, so that's it. That's it for this week's edition of Born in the 80s. I hope you had fun. Again, the website's bornintheeighties.net. Hell yeah. Contact us there. All right, and we will catch you next week for a brand new episode of Born in the 80s.
Oh, yeah.
Hit stop.